Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, companions of the road and of effort, we often hear that running is a matter of legs, of breath, of cardio. We talk about personal bests, about kilometers, about interval training. We imagine that the body is the sole protagonist of this adventure. But I am here today to tell you that this is an illusion, a beautiful illusion. Running is 10% physical and 90% internal dialogue to keep going. 10%. It's not much, is it? Yet it is this 10% that everyone sees. It's the muscles bulging under effort, the sweat beading on the forehead, the stride that seems light or, conversely, heavy. The physical aspect is the storefront. It's the image we project. But what happens behind that storefront, in the shadows of our mind, in the turmoil of our thoughts, that is where the real race is run. The remaining 90%, my friends, is a monologue, an unfiltered conversation between you and yourself, a permanent negotiation. Because the body is honest, brutally honest. Around the third kilometer, when the initial excitement fades, it begins to protest. It says, I hurt. I feel a cramp coming on. I can't breathe. This is too hard. Stop. The body is an expert in self-preservation. It wants to stop at the first sign of discomfort. And that is precisely when the internal dialogue steps onto the stage. This dialogue is the true athlete. It takes many forms. Sometimes it's a military commander barking orders. Come on, just one more kilometer. You're not stopping now. You are stronger than this. Move forward. Sometimes it's a compassionate friend using trickery. Don't think about the whole distance. Just think about the next lamppost, just to the next tree. You can do that. It's such a small thing. And sometimes it's a philosopher whispering, this pain is temporary. It's just a sensation. Observe it, but don't let it govern you. I have known moments on a long, windy, straight road where my body screamed so loudly that I was convinced I had reached my limit. My legs were made of lead, my lungs were on fire. The physical was spent. That 10% was exhausted. And yet it was in those very moments that the real dialogue began. A small inner voice, fragile but tenacious, would say, remember why you were here. Remember what you've been through this week. This run is yours. No one can take it away from you. So what do you want to make of it? A story of quitting or a story of surpassing your limits? And that's where the magic happens. This internal dialogue isn't just about helping us keep running. It trains us for life. Running becomes a microcosm of existence itself. Because in life, it's exactly the same. Life is 10% what happens to us, the events, the circumstances, the twists of fate, and 90% how we choose to talk to ourselves in order to keep moving forward. When you go through a trial, when you lose a job, when a relationship falls apart, when you are tired of everything, your physical body experiences the ordeal. But it is your internal dialogue that decides whether you stay on the ground or whether you get back up. Learning to run is learning to speak to yourself with kindness and firmness. It is learning to silence the voice of self-sabotage that says, you are not capable, this is too hard for you. And it is learning to amplify the voice of courage that says, one step at a time, you have already come this far, you can take one more. So, yes, running wears out our shoes. Yes, it makes our backs ache and our calves suffer. 10%. But above all, it forges a mind of steel, an inner resilience, and a familiarity with that small voice that lives within us. The next time you see a runner pass by, don't just look at their legs. Listen in your imagination to the powerful monologue that inhabits them. Listen to them negotiate, plead, rant, and finally, triumph. Because the finish line is never crossed by the legs. It is crossed by the words we choose to say to ourselves in the secret of our hearts to never, ever give up. Thank you. and good luck on the asphalt and in life.